This is problem number 4 on the sample test problems for test number 1. A recent mayoral race pitted the candidates Abel, Banach, and Cauchy against each other. When polled, 60% of the voters said they preferred Abel to Banach in a two-way race, and 55% of the voters said they preferred Abel to Cauchy in a two-way race. These polls were completely accurate, but Cauchy won the election. What fairness criterion has been violated? So we've got 4 different fairness criterion here. I'll go ahead and scroll down just a tiny bit. I put on this page a table. And so at the bottom here, you can see that top row has the list of the 4 fairness criteria: the majority criterion, the Condorcet criterion, the monotonicity criterion, and the dropout criterion. In a nutshell, the majority criterion applies if one candidate has a majority of first place votes. In this example here, it says nothing about first place votes, so it's not that one. The Condorcet candidate applies if one candidate beats every other candidate head-to-head, and that feels appropriate here. In this case, it says that Abel beats Banach, and then Abel also beats Cauchy. So Abel has beat everybody head-to-head. So that's the answer to our question. This one here is talking about the Condorcet criterion. We'll come back and explain in a moment why it's been violated here. But down at the bottom again, the monotonicity criterion refers to having an election and then having somebody win that election, say candidate X. And then for some reason, some folks decide to move candidate X even higher on their ballots, and it feels like candidate X should still win. And that has nothing to do with this paragraph here, so it's not that one. And the dropout criterion has to do with having an election where after the votes have been recorded, one of the candidates drops out. And so let's come back to the Condorcet criterion. Again, it says that if somebody beats everybody head-to-head, then they should win the election. So the Condorcet criterion has been violated here because Abel beat everyone head-to-head. So according to this fairness criterion, Abel should have won, but that's not what happened. But Cauchy won. That's a violation of the Condorcet criterion. Part B, what voting method was definitely not used in this race? This is kind of a tricky question. The idea here is to say, well, let's see, the Condorcet criterion was violated. So if we look down here at this table that I copied from your packet, looking at the Condorcet criterion, so we're here in this middle column, and we had a method being used here that violated the Condorcet criterion. So which ones violate the Condorcet criterion? Let's see, plurality violates it, plurality with elimination violates it, the board account violates it, but pairwise comparison satisfies the Condorcet criterion, which means that if you're using the method of pairwise comparisons, you are guaranteed the Condorcet criterion is satisfied and you will never violate it. Which means if up above we had an election where the Condorcet criterion was violated, then which one was it definitely not? It definitely wasn't pairwise comparisons, because if it was, we would have satisfied the Condorcet criterion. So you really kind of have to think hard to wrap your head around that. Definitely did not use pairwise comparisons.